top 10 best Sepultura songs. Yeah, Sepultura is a thrash / death metal band from Brazil. You know, the most popular Brazilian metal band ever, let alone death metal. So yeah, I do love Sepultura. I do love a couple of their records. You know, mainly the first 6. I like the debut one, although that's kind of messy. I like Schizophrenia. That's a pretty consistent record. I like Roots, but it's too long and it's nu metal kind of. So yeah, you know, people say it's great. It actually has a 4.5 rating on AllMusic. I'm always looking at those ratings, but yeah, it does have that. So you know, 4.5 by the staff and the users. It's an overall good record, but I mean, oh my, it's so long. It has 16 tracks and the first 4 are the best. So I do like the record, but you really have to create an ear for that record because it's kind of difficult to get into. You know, some people call it shit, but I think if you get used to all the tracks, then you will actually like it. But yeah, the first 6 albums, easily the best. I love Beneath the Remains, Arise, and Chaos AD. Those are easily their best 3, with, you know, Beneath the Remains and Arise being their all-time best. I like Chaos AD as well. It's kind of a groovy, great sound to it, but I prefer, you know, their trashy albums with those other 2. So that is probably gonna dominate the list. I don't think we're gonna see any Derek Green albums on there, which are like 5, 4. Those are like 7 records, 8, something like that. I don't even care. You know, Max Cavalera and Igor were kind of the heart of the band, and when they left, yeah, it just kind of all went to shit. You know, really when it really went to shit when Igor left. So there we go. Yeah, so let me know what you think about Sepultura. I think personally they are a great band, but maybe you think otherwise. Maybe you think they're really overrated, so let me know. I really love their albums, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Mass hypnosis. Yeah, you know, that is the beginning, and I have to spoil this a bit for you. I know the list. I've already watched it a couple of times. Because, you know, I love having some Sepultura in the background. The Max era. The Max era, of course. Live in Barcelona, just the best.
These tracks represent some.
This is, by the way, requested by Emil Wahlroos. I hope I say that right.
American heaviness at its finest.
I never understood why one of the band members had a Born Again t-shirt in the Roots video. I never understood that. Black Sabbath have so many great records and you pick that one. I mean, come on. You want to be unique, I understand, but just no.
Favorites from the discography of this popular and influential Brazilian metal act. Songs represent some of the.
I never understood why Igor had a Danzig shirt on. Well, I can understand it, but such a mediocre band. Sepultura destroys them. I believe he had a Born Again shirt as well in the Dead Embryonic Cells video. Beneath the Remains. I mean, it's gonna dominate, really. Pretty much one of their flawless albums. I'm gonna notch up the volume a bit, this is great.
Beneath the Remains was the title track from this record and immediately set off a statement of intent for Sepultura, a raging death/thrash epic with intricacies and maturity to spare. The song moves easily between breakneck thrash sections and neck-wrecking breakdowns, while the short, clean guitar intro only provides the calm before the storm that is Beneath the Remains, and its relentlessly focused musical attack. This one pulls no punches.
That scream. Territory. I just love the groove on this track.
Number 9, Territory.
Just such a great flow.
1993 signified a turning point in the career of Sepultura, a transitional period which was represented musically by their 5th album, Chaos AD. This effort began to incorporate the traditional Brazilian influences which would permeate future records by the band, combining tribal rhythms and instrumentation with a more stripped down and simplistic groove metal sound. Territory was one of the first singles from Chaos AD, hinging upon its primal riff power and frontman Max Cavalera's brutal yet discernible growl. Add in a memorably muddy music video clip to the mix, and you have a song which is both a live staple and fan favorite.
Attitudes. I just know this list. I really do. Yeah, actually one of the tracks of Roots that I really love.
Number 8, Attitude.
Their last great record.
The song Attitude is one with a strong personal connection to Sepultura's co-founder Max Cavalera, as its lyrics and music video concept were both developed by Cavalera's stepson, Dana.
Did the drummer, did Igor had a Meshuggah shirt on?
One with a strong personal connection to Sepultura's
You really have to pause it precisely to see that.
co-founder Max Cavalera, as its
Oh, Neurosis, there we go.
lyrics and music video concept were both developed by Cavalera's stepson, Dana Wells.
I believe a psychedelic band. Stone or whatever.
Sadly, Wells would die shortly after Sepultura's Roots album was released in 1996, making Attitude something of a poignant reminder of his relationship to Max and his family. The track
Kind
is
of a
about
different
embodying
list than the iconic
Radio's depiction of mixed
piece
martial
of
arts
classical music.
appearances
It's kind of
from this
different.
legendary crazy family of jiu-jitsu artists. Meanwhile, the drumming of Max's brother
Shows you how diverse the channel is.
important to this track, as it drives home
Arguably.
a sense of physical intensity and aggression.
The drums are great.
It's a perfect metal storm for fans of Sepultura during this era, an honest and direct track destined for the live arena.
Rattamahatta.
Number 7, Rattamahatta.
Probably the weirdest track of the record, together with Canyon Jam.
Sepultura's romance with world
I mean,
domination,
really,
Rattamahatta
Canyon Jam.
represents an even stronger and more focused
Why
example
have
of
that
that
on
vision.
there?
The song featured a unique stop-motion music video as a promotional tool, and also utilized Brazilian Tropicalia musician Carlinhos Brown on guest vocals, as well as Korn drummer David Silveira on percussion.
It's so different from that trashy sound.
Possess the fervent death and thrash metal instrumentation of old, but the track's grooving primal rhythm provides a sense of urgency, which makes it one of the band's best-known compositions.
Trips of Doom. It is really bad how well I know this list. It's really bad.
Number 6, Troops of Doom.
You don't want to know how many times I've watched this video.
The roots of Sepultura were a far cry from the complex and experimental avenues the band would eventually explore, instead showcasing a harsh and raw take on early blackened death metal.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of difficult for me to listen to the first record, but Truth of Doom is a timeless classic, it really is.
Classic from this era, however, and still
Exactly.
in the band's set list to this day. The track was even recorded twice, both on the band's Morbid Visions debut, as well as on their 1987 sophomore effort, Schizophrenia. Troops of Doom benefits from a grim yet catchy opening riff before rallying into a speedier territory as the short, yet memorable song reaches its crushing climax.
Inner Self. The riffs are so great on this track.
5. Inner Self.
In my mind.
Inner Self wastes absolutely no time before launching into what might be one of the most crushing riffs in all of Sepultura's back
The
catalog.
Megadeth shirt.
Indeed, this track from Beneath Remains is devastatingly heavy, while this power is made even more impressive given the fact that the album was recorded in standard E tuning. This proved that not only were Sepultura masters of making heavy music from a songwriting standpoint, but also didn't need to hide behind down-tuned guitars in order to make their creative statements known to an audience. Inner Self may be nearing 30 years of age, but this one still sounds as fresh as it gets for many Sepultura fans around the world.
Dead Embryonic Cells. Arguably their best song.
Number 4. Dead Embryonic Cells.
This was actually played in GTA 4.
Drums,
In
vocals, and that haunting intro guitar melody.
you know, with the gang members,
Musical
the
ingredient that
DLC.
went into concocting one of Sepultura's most definitive musical statements.
When you turn into the metal radio, you hear this constantly.
Cells. As one of the first singles from the band's 1991 LP, Arise, Dead Embryonic Cells distills to its purest essence some of the strongest traits of Sepultura's death/thrash period.
Great feels.
Particularly,
Yeah, Arise is their best record, I mean, come on.
which is virtually
It is kind of, you know, the same as Beneath the Remains, but Arise is just a little bit faster and a little bit better.
fists, heads, and bodies.
Better quality, better production. It is just the slightly better record.
The song's music video also received heavy rotation on late MTV during this time, pushing the name Sepultura further into the international lexicon of important heavy metal acts.
Their reviews Ressist are the most popular song.
Refuse, resist.
There's a great groove to this track.
From this song's opening salvo of tribal drums and savage riffing, it quickly becomes apparent that Sepultura meant some serious business when they wrote Refuse, resist.
If you want to get into the band, this is the song.
The song opened up Sepultura's Chaos Agent
It's
record
perfect, really.
combining the band's thrash heritage along with their growing focus shift towards a more intimate and physical groove. Refuse Resist
Aye.
also brought in Sepultura's growing influences from tribal percussion, driving home its musical message with renewed
The solo.
simplicity and extreme aggression.
Back when Max was in the band, it was so much better.
Messages focusing more upon the
Rip
injustices of
Sepultura.
everyday society. The combination proved worthwhile, as Refuse Resist has gone on to become one of Sepultura's most popular live favorites.
Roots, Bloody Roots. Yeah, you know, together with Reviews, arguably their most popular song.
Number 2, Roots, Bloody Roots.
You know, same thing with Attitude, love the song. Still have to get into the album a bit more.
Station with Brazil's music
I'm not saying I'm hating it,
on
but
their 1996 album, Roots, as a dope
I don't think it's a great record yet.
movement known as
Or maybe it will never be. Who knows? I still think it's good.
Roots Bloody Roots was
Just kind of a bit too muddy for me.
further simplified the Sepultura sound into one which was still heavy,
Further.
now more firmly focused upon expanding that heaviness into new territory. Achieve this by tuning down the guitars, simplifying the arrangements, and relying
I
upon
love this breakdown here.
physical connection with their audience.
One of the best breakdowns.
Credit, it succeeded, as Roots Bloody Roots quickly earned a rabid fan following, with its accompanying album going on to become one of the band's best-selling efforts. Before we name our #1 Sepultura banger, here are a few
Lobotomy?
honorable mentions.
Well, I'm fucking good at this. Yeah, I just listened to the record yesterday. Slaves of Pain. Slave New World. Yeah, they have 2 songs with slave in the name. From Chaos City. Slaves of Pain from Beneath the Remains. Yeah, and this is arguably my favorite song, you know, what is coming up. I really know this list too well. Just perfect.
Number 1, Arise. The title track to Sepultura's 1991 masterpiece.
I'm just
Arise
tapping with
says
my
all
fingers, man. It's so
with a remarkable
addictive.
3 minutes and 18 seconds. Delivering what amounts to a death/thrash metal symphony with no wasted musical movement. The song showcases Sepultura at perhaps their most dynamic and assured, presenting heaviness with a remarkable attention to both melody and detail. The end results are furious, urgent, and tight, showcasing arrangements which broke the death metal mold of the early 90s.
The solo.
As a result, Arise stands
Yeah, one of the best
as
metal
not
tracks for
only as
sure.
Sepultura's finest hour, but also as one of death/thrash metal genre's ultimate certified classics.
Easily the best song.
Which songs do you think should have earned a spot? For more
Yeah, maybe more from the Arise record. Desperate Cries is great as well. Yeah, everything from the first 6 records, for sure. Yeah, I mean, oh my god. They just got so shit after that. Kind of, you know, I never drew this comparison before, but they're actually quite similar to Queensryche in a way. Kind of a ridiculous comparison, but both. I actually got into both bands quite at the same time, about a year or 2 ago. You know, they both started out kind of unique and special. You know, something that never nobody had heard before. So massive hype for that. With their second record, it was already better. With the third record, it was tremendous. And they just kind of, you know, perfected themselves with the fourth one. I believe, you know, for Sepultura that was Arise. And for Queensryche it was Operation Mindcrime. With the fifth record they kind of went commercial, Sepultura KSAD and Queensryche Empire. And with their sixth records, you know, kind of their last greatness, you know, with Sepultura being the Roots record. And Queensryche having the Promised Land record. And everything after that, you know, Chris DeGarmo left from Queensryche. And Max Cavalera left from Sepultura. And after that, everything went to shit. So, yeah. You know, in that, you know, with those comparisons, they're actually quite similar to each other. If you look at it like that. You know, I never knew how much they looked alike, you know, up until that comparison that I just made. So that is actually quite interesting, you know, maybe you have, you know, drawn the comparisons together before, but I just did that, so yeah, that was pretty interesting what I did just there. Let me know if you agree with that statement or not, if you think, you know, they're quite different from each other, Of course, their signature sound is really different, but those comparisons that I just made are really spot on in my opinion. So let me know what you think about the comparisons. Let me know if you agree or don't. Let me know what are your favorite Sepultura songs. You know, mine being Arise, of course, That Embryonic Cells, Territory. Reviews for Ressist is great, but I've heard it a bit too much, I would say. Troops of Doom is, of course, an absolute classic. Lobotomy, great. Slave New World is great. Roots Bloody Roots is a classic. Attitude, although I wouldn't necessarily choose something from the Roots record, there still are some classics of that album. So those are a few of mine. Let me know what are your favorite Sepultura songs. I've been Ominous. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe for more videos like this one. Hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you want to see next in an upcoming video. And that was it. Peace, guys. God bless, stay safe. Take care and peace.